Hey everyone, how is it going? I'm Corey and thanks for joining me for another Wednesday stream. We're going to be working on our CDN that we have been working on for a few weeks now. Let me pull up the repo. Oh, this is me, but I don't want to do this now. Will remind me later. Awesome, okay. So this is our CDN called Cache. Was named on stream a couple weeks back by, I believe, Real Canadian Cheddar. So thank you for the name. And I hope I got that right. But anyways, we're gonna work on this today. So let's hop over to our plan document so we can remind ourselves what we did last stream. So what did we do last time? We cached to the file system instead of holding everything in memory. That's nice because now we can reboot the server and still keep our cache. Hey! Welcome to the stream, Opus, and there is a raid incoming. Thank you, Purple Elf, for the raid. How's it going, everyone? Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for raiding.
Welcome to the
Rust
channel,
coding
Purple
today.
Elf. How can I assist you today? Welcome, 01 Ella. How can I help you today? Welcome,
The bot might go
Draxibot.
crazy.
How can I assist you today? Grinning face with smiling eyes. Welcome,
I think
Eclipse Chat 11. How can I assist you
I'm gonna
today?
stop it for a second,
Welcome, Lily. How can I assist you today?
I like grinning face with smiling eyes. Yeah, I like that it pronounced it. Oh, did we stop for a second? There we go. We're good then. Okay, cool. I was gonna stop the bot because I thought it was gonna keep going, but we're good. Opus, I like that your nickname was in the middle there. That's always fun. How's it going, everyone? We're gonna do some Rust coding today. We're working on a CDN in Rust, so we were just going over what we did last time, and we're gonna go from there. If you want to keep interacting with my Byte bot, feel free. You can mention them in chat with !byte and then get a message.
Welcome, they'll 001. How can I assist you today?
They'll respond to you.
Ubuntu. How may I assist you today? Of course. I'll keep that in mind and mention Byte in the chat if necessary. How can I assist you today? Welcome to the channel.
Oh man.
Kes021. How can I assist you today? Welcome to the channel. Magic word off Jane. How can I assist you today?
This is too much.
Welcome to the
it's
channel.
Too much. We're turning it off now, team. I'm sorry.
How can I?
It's off. We're gonna reboot it, and it should not do the billion welcomes. So.
Hello. How can I assist you today?
Ooh, I'm not sure how to pronounce your username, but Adhamhumadurepo. If you do that all in one thing, so do ! Byte and then a message to send to Byte, and that's how that one works. I need to figure out ED is good. Okay, thank you. ED will work for me.
Hey there. It seems like you want to send a message to your bot, Byte. To do that, simply type Byte, followed by your message. I'm here to help if you have any questions or need assistance figuring out if Byte is good or not. Just let me know.
So, you're so
Welcome
close.
to the channel, Imnat Cool. How can I assist you today? Welcome, Xouts. How can I assist you today? Welcome, Kakatsu. How can I assist you today?
Except
welcome to the channel, Kes021. How can I assist you today?
We're gonna turn it off again.
Welcome, Mikaput. How can I assist you today? Welcome, Purple Elf. How can I assist you today? Welcome, Fly.
It's too much. We're gonna switch over to my bot real quick, and we're gonna change that. Okay, so in our tasks, so we're going back to this quick. In our run Twitch bot loop, if my editor wants to figure it out, we're gonna do some bot coding real quick because we realized that this is a little too much when we have a lot of people join, which is awesome. So I don't want to not have a big raid coming in, but it's a little much to say welcome to everybody. So we're just gonna comment this out for now. It's too much. Okay. I think we should be good there with just commenting that out. And then we can go back to running Byte Oh, except I'm not in Tmux anymore. What's going on? Yeah, welcoming raiders would be great the first time, right? But yeah, mine's for everything at the moment. So we're just gonna comment it out. We'll come back to it. I do want to welcome people though. That is definitely a good feature. But I think we're gonna turn it off just for the moment. But you can still interact with Byte, and I should be able to say things. So hey Byte, how's it going? Let's see if that works. Yeah, yours should work too. I hope. Is it not though? Oh, because I'm not in Tmux, so I just destroyed that session. Oh man, this is an adventure today, team. We're gonna get through it together though. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Hey Byte, are you finally working now?
I'm an AI, so I don't have feelings, but I'm here to
Oh.
help. How can I assist you today?
There we go. It at least got the chat one. Thank you for helping out, Ed. Okay. Yeah, so Byte is definitely sleeping, especially when I talk to it. It does some voice transcription with Whisper, but the keyword detection really needs some work. It definitely
Is not
doesn't.
being recognized correctly. How can I improve the accuracy of the keyword recognition for my bot?
Yep. And then I don't know why your chat one didn't do anything exciting. But the answer to what they can do is really just talk to you. It doesn't. We're gonna need to add some more functions. Do you have any fun ideas? What should our chatbot do? That's a fun question. Overlap maybe. Yeah, it's supposed to queue up responses, but obviously it didn't seem to be
Hello,
working.
Adhamamad Abdrapo. I'm Byte, a helpful chatbot. I can assist you with various things, like answering questions, providing information, and offering suggestions. Just let me know what you need help with.
Yeah, that was definitely slow. I wasn't expecting it to be that delayed, especially with the chat one. With the voice transcription one, it's definitely slow sometimes because it has to run through Whisper and do the whole transcription. But the chat one, I wasn't expecting to be that late. That was surprising. But feel free to keep chalking to Byte, and I will keep responding and having fun with that. But I'm going to get back to what we were doing for our Rust CDN cache.
Thank you for the suggestion, but I'm actually Byte, not Byte. How can I assist you today?
That's the most annoying bit. It transcribes it spelled wrong, and then the bot decides to try to correct the spelling, but verbally it sounds exactly the same. So it just sounds like a really weird message. Okay, so let's just run our server here so that we can actually see some of these things that we're talking about on stream. So we have this CDN running that if I go to slow CoreyJ.test, this is the thing that's fronted by our CDN. And if
Hi,
we hit,
Ahmed Abdrapo. The sum of 3 plus 10 is 13.
that was pretty good. That also seemed faster. So it's very, very simple. All it does is it just takes your string basically and plugs it into ChatGPT 3.5. So like, yeah, it will answer questions. I can't promise it'll always answer with the most reasonable answers, but it will answer questions for you. So in our cache, we can hit this special admin endpoint and see the list of routes that are currently in our cache, and this is something that we worked on last stream. And then the last thing that we were doing last week, or on Sunday, I guess, was adding a SQLite DB to store the cache metadata. And so this is running, and I actually could open up SQLite and look at our DB here. Oh, it's SQLite 3 locally for me. Awesome. And I can select star.
You can find a chicken
from-
at a local farm or at a grocery store. Just be sure to check if they're selling live or already dressed chickens. Good luck, chicken face.
There you go. It is good to know what kind of chicken you're getting. Yeah, it's exactly ChatGPT for Twitch. I do want to add some other things to it, but for now, that is exactly what it is. Didn't have to do me like that. Okay. What is the name of our table that we made last time? That's a great question. I called it pages. Awesome. Okay, so this shows that we have 2 pages in our cache, the get for slow and the get for fast. Chicken fact. So what we are gonna do from here is our CDN right now is very boring, and it just runs in one node, which doesn't really make it a CDN. It's more just like a caching proxy at the moment. But what we want to do is we want to get this deployed, and we want to add multiple nodes. So the idea is we can have one origin server running in whichever, wherever you host your site. And then we can have this CDN deployed in like lots of places around the world, and they'll all like communicate together. So when one location knows about a page to cache, it's shared among all of the others. And what we're going to do is, since we have our SQLite DB, we're going to use LiteFS as a distributed SQLite. That's so LiteFS is a distributed file system that transparently replicates SQLite databases. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have LiteFS distribute this SQLite to all of the things. So we'll have one write instance that knows how to write, and this is actually all managed under the hood by LiteFS, which is really cool. But basically, we're just gonna have one writer that can write to our SQLite file, and then they'll all read from it. And what's in the SQLite database is going to be what I'm calling the manifest of what pages exist. So then each node can look at the manifest versus what it has in its local cache, and it can download the things it needs and have it ready for visitors. So there's no first touch penalty in any of these like regions or on these nodes, and they'll like share the information of what is cached. Yeah, I bet there definitely are some ways to make the ChatGPT, and really I bet we could just work on a bit of a better prompt. You want to take a look at what that is right now? And by that I mean let me pull it up what it is right now. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Okay, so the ByteBot is in the mono repo of CoreyJA.com. CoreyJA.com is my blog and site. Here you can find all my blog posts, my past streams, and you can even sign up for my newsletter.
Having a bot in your monorepo can be really helpful. What kind of functionality does ByteBot have in CoreyJA.com?
It's a great question. Sometimes I have to be careful not to say the bot's name, or else they'll respond to me when I don't mean for them to. Oh, they're still in PR. They're not even landed. But here is the code for Byte the bot. And if we scroll down to actually, I think it's in personality. Base prompts. Yeah. Okay.
Hello. It seems like you're mentioning the code for your bot named Byte. Unfortunately, as a chatbot, I don't have the capability to view or analyze code. However, I'm here to help with any questions you may have about your bot or any other topic. Just let me know how I can assist you.
So, the whole prompt that we're using right now is just the following is a chat message from Twitch chat. You should respond to it as best as possible while remaining brief. The remaining brief part I realized was actually really helpful, or else I just get really, really long paragraphs, but I think that's also making it not be human. Yeah, right. And I should also do that, right? Make it have a hey. And actually that I could do really easily. I think we could throw that because I have it. Yeah. Right now it's just if it contains either spelling of the magic word, we say that it's detected and then do the thing. But I think this would be easy to just make it listen for hey and then the name. Oh, ChatGPT is an amazing lecturer. I think that's the thing that these LLMs and ChatGPT is really good at, is just like language, right? Just like blurting lines of nothingness, right? Like they're really good at like filler content and that kind of thing. There are definitely other things they're good at, but they're just really good at like just word stooping at you. Which, has its place for sure. Ooh, you did end up grabbing that name, Opus? That's a great one. That's an awesome bot name. Immutable is just an awesome bot name. I love that. I'm glad you ended up grabbing that one. And you do have a project in mind for it, right? Or there's already a bot that you were working on that you had in mind? That's fun. Yeah. See you in a bit. I don't think I have a specific command for that one here, but we won't bother you for a bit. Yeah, I thought we talked about it before, Opus. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's a great name. I'm excited to see it as it gets going more. Okay, so let's see. I think I want to get started with LiteFS, but really I guess what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to get things deployed. So LiteFS is by fly.io, and I've been using Fly for some of my deploys recently. And I think we're going to use that again here. It's going to make it really easy to do LiteFS with the LiteFS cloud. But first, I think we actually need to deploy our slow server. Opus says, have been asking a lot of large streamers and moderators what they like and dislike about current bots. A lot of it's very similar to what I've noticed doing my own bit of moderation. Yeah, that's awesome. That's like the perfect way to do it, right? You just gotta do those user interview style things and see what people are needing. That's really awesome though. I'm gonna need some Docker files here. Let's just steal CoreyJA's Docker file because it's just gonna make it easier. Docker file. So let's touch Docker file in slow server. So we're gonna need to deploy quite a few things here to get set up. So we're gonna pull from Rust latest. We're not gonna use Cargo Chef for this because I don't think it's necessary. We shouldn't need the protobuf compiler, so I can remove that. We're not doing Chef just because we don't need it. Does slow server need Tailwind? No, because I'm using the Tailwind, the thing you're not like really supposed to do in prod, but this isn't prod, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm using the CDN Tailwind version. Your capitalism in create. Wait, is that how I spelled create table like that? Where did I capitalize create table that weirdly? Oh, I did. Huh. Wow. I didn't even notice. Nice catch. Nice catch. Wonder, I guess I need to get some kind of formatter on there or something that'll help me out. And thank you for the follow, your Melkin220. Sorry I missed it right when you clicked the button, but thank you very much. I like noticers of small details. Those are the best. I have a coworker who I always can trust to catch all my typos, and I make lots of them, and it's very great. I love it. So please be my noticer of small details. Yeah, data group's really nice. I guess on that point, like, why is there... Oh, prettier. Why aren't you on? Now are you? Is there no prettier for SQL? We're taking a big detour stream today because I would have to install a plugin. Okay, well, what about... Yeah. That's what I want. I want prettier SQL VS Code. I do really like data grip. It's been a while since I've used it, since I've been in VS Code land. But data is that what it's called? Data grip? Yeah, data grip. I had to read your message again. Is super duper nice. Wait a second. Do I have to like do something? Use the formatting template if it is an issue related to form. Otherwise, please use the VS Code template for issues. Oh, that's for issues. That's not what I'm looking for. Ooh. It wouldn't be good to show errors that weren't there. Was that just like it was just broken, basically? Just a bug in their thing? Because that's unfortunate. My Rust analyzer sometimes freaks out and shows me things that aren't there. Why isn't this working? Do I have to like turn you on? No, none of these options are file things or anything. Man, that's really annoying that it's been months too. I was also surprised that it doesn't use Rust Analyzer. I just like thought I didn't realize they had their own thing. And I know they might be similar and stuff, but I didn't realize that it just had it like I just thought it was a wrapper around it or something like that. Kind of surprised. Okay, so but like this is not working. The repository, are there issues? People no people are happy. But like what's going on with Prettier here? I don't understand. Oh wait, so is this Prettier formatted? Or Prettier didn't the formatting? Oh, okay. So it just is. This thing's lying to me. I don't know why Prettier has this next to it. Because it is working. And it just doesn't do the capitalization. It just doesn't care. That's funny. I thought Prettier would care more about like at least mixing them. It's weird. Can you use Rust Analyzer in IntelliJ? Like, is there a way to just plug in a standard LSP and just like use it like that? Yeah, I do. Yeah, in some cases, their things are really good, and like, yeah, I think that's true. I used to really like JetBrains, and I feel like as language servers came out, other editors really caught up to JetBrains, but JetBrains was like really far ahead. In like every language, I felt like for a long time. Yeah, that's really kind of weird to me that they don't just have like a you can't just use Rust Analyzer with it. But that's so crazy because Rust Analyzer is great. I love Rust Analyzer. Okay, but back to making this Docker file. We don't need Tailwind. We're gonna copy everything over. We don't need this Tailwind either. CD2 slow server because that's this. Except wait. Copying. Am I gonna run this from slow server? I might run this from slow server. So I think I'm gonna. Nope. I'm gonna need to run it from the outside because. Why is that? Yeah, because it's a workspace and it needs the whole workspace because that's just how this all works. Lightstream. Oh yeah, so we're not gonna do Lightstream. We're gonna do LiteFS. You can make a Rust Analyzer plugin for it technically, but it's really annoying. Yeah. So, but then I feel like you're probably like re-implementing a lot. You're like doing all of the LSP glue to the editor. And that doesn't sound the most fun. Yeah, let's look at their speed run. That's probably all I need. Okay, they want me to create a cluster first. I can create a cluster first. I already have one, but it doesn't have anything in it. Oh wait, no, we're not making a cluster for the first one. The first one's just the slow server. I don't even need LiteFS for this one. I forgot. This one has no database. It just is. And then we're gonna go to Debian stable slim. This is gonna be our final one. Oh, I don't want to have to upgrade CA certificates, but we'll leave that one in there. Slow server needs to be brought over. We don't need Lightstream. We're not gonna do Lightstream. And it should just be running server. And we'll expose port 3000. That's fine. Okay. So now what I think I should be able to do is I should be able to do docker build dot, but then the file is in slow server docker file. Is Docker running on my machine? No, it is not. Let's get Docker running. Oh my, there we go. My chat laptop went to sleep for just a second. We're all back though. Couldn't add file. Oh, I just was too fast. It just was like halfway up. There we go. Okay. transferring context. Loading build context. Why do I feel like that's transferring too much? Because it probably is. I need to add the docker ignore file that tells it to ignore target. Okay, that's all. I wasn't sure if there was more that I had in my standard docker ignore. I guess let's put the docker ignore in the root. So let's not put it in slow server. Yes, use the dot. I know what I'm doing. VS Code. At least with naming files. I don't always know what I'm doing, but with naming files, I definitely knew what I was doing. Okay. How's it going? We are, welcome back. We are just getting a Docker file written for our slow server, our origin server, so that we can get it deployed. Hopefully, there we go, guys. So now we're getting to building. Hopefully this should go good. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the fly parts while we get going here. Oh, cool. It's gonna upgrade it for me. Love that. Don't want you to do all of those, though. Yeah. Okay, you can remove some stuff. That's fine. Cool. Docker built fine. Awesome. Fly. And then what's the next one I want? Do I just want launch? Yeah. Fly launch. Choose an app name, slow server. Creating app in CDN slow server. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Let's just try this. And then where do I want to put it? I actually think this one's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna put it somewhere that's far away from me. Let's go with Paris. Oh, okay. So I didn't like my name. What are the options for launch? Can I give it different things here? I can give it a name, ignore file, image to deploy, file, Docker file. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is I don't know what I want to do because I want the fly file to live in slow server. Let's just try this again, I think. See what we feel like. Slow server. Can I use dashes? What am I not allowed to use? Cool. Slow server and organization personal. Would I like a Postgres database? No. Would you like? No. Would you like to deploy now? No, because I'm not positive if that would work. I think if I do fly deploy here, it's just not gonna do the right thing. Oh no, project rename commits can be a little painful sometimes. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's just a one big find and replace for you. Okay, so that's kind of what I was worried about. The fly.toml file. So I think I want to move both of these out to the root. And then this is Docker file dot slow server dot docker file. I don't know. Slow server dot docker file, and then can this be slow server dot fly dot toml, and then fly deploy. Can I like give it the path to a file? File, so I can do Docker file and then config. Okay, so I can do fly deploy config of slow server dot fly dot toml and then dash dash docker file of slow server dot docker file. Okay. That seems like it worked. Okay, that's good. So let's take this. Oh man, okay. How about, there we go. And then let's put that in a script somewhere, because I don't want to have to think about that ever again. That's why I write scripts. It's just so I don't have to think about things later. So this can be deploy slow server .sh. And basically all I want it to do is that. Except we're gonna add some stuff here. I usually do set-e in my things. Oh, this just got all kinds of crap here. But that's okay, because I think I can just do that. Because that's all it was. It wasn't anything super duper fancy. Let's see, is this what I was looking for? Yeah, awesome. So I have this notes thing, and what I want to do is work. This is what I want. Work in the git root. So this is a trick that I like to do in scripts, where I almost always have a git directory that I'm working off of with these, and so I like using pushd and popd to basically cd to the root of the git, so I can do all of my things relative to the git root, and then pops me back at the end of it so that I'm in the same, I don't like change directories necessarily. So this will let me do it from two different places, from multiple different places, which is very nice. Woohoo! That wasn't too bad at all, Opus. That seems like it was a pretty easy flip out for you. Changing the name. Oh, waiting for it to start. Okay. It's interesting. Oh, to have state started. Oh, waiting for it to have state started. It's interesting that it's taking so long to start. I would have expected it to kind of just open pretty much immediately. Is it crashing? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, because I told it to do server, and that's just not the right thing. It's slow server. And now, see, we can do the magic of the script. Oh, I forgot one bit. Let's add the executable bits to the script. So now I can just run my script. There we go. Yeah, find and replace is nice. And hopefully if the find and replace worked, it means you didn't have too many, like, capitalization differences and all that littered around. Because that always is the annoying part for me. Though I guess you can always craft a regex or whatever to do that match for you probably. Haha, of course, see, I failed. Maybe that means it's catching something for you, right? I usually like CI failing. Well, not like it, but Let's see. Ah, yeah. That's like what I had a second ago, where I was CDing to directories that didn't exist. That one won't help. Ooh, there we go. Okay, it looks like this is doing better now. It thinks it started. Awesome, okay. We might have a site. We're thinking about having a site. I'm told I'm deployed. And listening on. Why do I feel like this port isn't right? Oh, nope, there we go. It just took a while. We have a deployed app now. Awesome. Okay. Oh wait, that was the typo fix in the migration. Get slow server deployed in Paris. I chose Paris for this because it's far away from me physically. I'm in the East Coast US, so Paris is at least across an ocean. And the reason to do that is just like, in theory, now maybe I will see this be a bit slow because of network delays. 170 milliseconds, 83 milliseconds, 82 milliseconds. So 92 milliseconds. So that's probably pretty much all network delay because the app's pretty quick. There's not much that this app does. These slow endpoints, now these wait for 5 seconds. So now it's just sleeping for 5 seconds before it's going to return. So these ones are definitely going to be slow and for non-network latency reasons. But home is probably just network latency. So it'll be kind of interesting to deploy our CDN to different regions. And then I'll deploy one close to me physically. And hopefully we'll even be able to get this 83 milliseconds for the home page that's not artificially slow to even be faster. And so with that, we did our commit. Awesome. Let's move on to making, to getting our CDN deployed. Ooh, in Austria for price reasons. That's a good, well, price reasons are a good reason to go with one region over another. I hadn't thought about that. They're like, you know, which regions were the most cost effective for stuff like that. That's super interesting. Okay, so we're just gonna make another copy of our fly toml, except this one's gonna be for cache, our actual caching thing. And primary region is gonna be EWR. I just happen to know the region that's close to me for Newark. And then internal port. What is cache listening on? Is it currently 3001? And if so, I might just not want to change it. Just, it'll be easier. Yeah, it's on 3001, so let's just do that. We're gonna force HTTPS. Sure. Awesome. We'll call our process app. That sounds reasonable. This is called cache. Cache is probably how I'm gonna pronounce it. And let's make our Docker file for this. It was mostly just due to my choice of provider, and they do EU hosting. I would have used Hetzner if they allowed me to have an account. I've heard that recently from a few people, that they've had problems signing up for Hetzner, which is just super interesting to me. I feel like I hadn't heard. I feel like I'd only heard like pretty good things about it until relatively recently, and now you're the you know, not the first person I've heard to have trouble signing up. Which is super interesting. Ah, 3001. Okay. So this is a simple Docker file for cache, but I think we're gonna want to add a little bit more to it. So let's do a fly launch. And let's see if we can do the config file of, let's see if this works. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I think launch is supposed to be the thing that creates this file. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know what you want me to do. I was about to create that file for you. So what I think I would want to, what I could do is deploy it, but I think what I actually want to do is I want to add a volume to it first. Because volumes are the storage that, like the persistent storage that's attached to instances, and I think I would like to create one of those. So create. What did you want me to give you? A volume name. Okay, so cache data. Do the names need to be unique? No, I don't think so. Number of volumes to create defaults to 1, and then the target regions. Got it. Yep. Okay. And a 3 gig thing is going to be fine. Okay, so I think that might be all I need, but let's give it the app. Oh, this app doesn't exist yet. Okay, so I probably need to make the app first. Can I just make the app here? No, it really wants me to do fly launch. Okay. Okay, so let's do a fly launch. Continuing with a blank app. That's fine. EWR. Cool. Okay, so now it made a fly toml file. But I think I just want to delete it. Did it make this? Is this a, did it make, yeah, okay, cool. So it made the app now, which is really all I wanted it to do, because now I can add this volume. Individual volumes are pinned to individual hosts. You should create 2 or more volumes per application. You will have downtime if you only create 1. I think that's what I want at the moment, because I just always run at least 2 volumes per app. We usually recommend running at least 2 machines per app to increase availability, and if you're using volumes, then each machine should have an attached volume. If you only have 1 machine and volume, you'll have downtime if there's a host or network failure or whenever you deploy. Also remember that volumes don't have built-in replication between them. Okay, that's perfect. I would like to use 1 volume because I'm only doing 1 region at the moment. We're going to make more. So the name can have this name can have an underscore, the other name couldn't. Okay. Cool. Forgot to install Node.js. Uh-oh. That one's one of those ones that you don't get very far without it in app development nowadays. Although, you know, we're doing a fully Rust thing, so we're making it pretty far without it. Except not in when I bring Tailwind in. That's when I bring Node in, even in Rust projects. You can't avoid it. Okay, so when I made a region, it probably didn't put this in here, but I think there's something using volumes with your Fly app. Yep, so you create a volume, and then I need a mounts section. For Fly apps, the destination under mountains is the path. Yeah, so like, will you show me an example of that? No? Thanks for that. I feel like that one is something you should have shown me how to do. I don't need the clone thing. For machines that are managed separately from... Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So I guess I just need to look at the config. Mounts. Wow. There we go. Mounts section. That's what I was looking for. Just ate a 3 a.m. stack. Def not a full meal. What'd you do? So we're getting our stuff deployed. So we got our slow app deployed, which is our like demo app. What's its URL? Slow server.fly.dev. So this is deployed in Paris. And so we are now working on getting our cache deployed. And then we'll be off and running. Once we have our cache deployed in one region, we'll put it in multiple regions, and that'll be awesome. And we'll go from there. So this is going to mount it in data. And then I think I can set environment variables through this fly config as well. Where did those docs go? Oh, they were in a different spot. Fly toml reference. This one. I want some environment variables. Thought there was a way. Unlike environment variables, secrets are not. Yeah, the end variable section. This one. Thank you. I like being a wholesome streamer. I'll take that for sure. I appreciate it. I really enjoy streaming. It's been a lot of fun for me. It gives me a good time to work on some projects for, you know, a few hours twice a week at the moment. And it's really fun chatting and interacting with all of you. So I really enjoy it. Thanks for coming and hanging out. So what was I gonna do here? I needed to make an environment variable, and oh, it was database URL. Except actually, I'm gonna use database path because if I remember correctly, wow, look at that, Copilot for the win. If I remember correctly, and let's go check it out. I did this thing that I like doing for the database. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we actually accept 2 different environment variables here for the database. If you give us a database URL, that's awesome. We'll just use the database URL that you provide. But you can also give just a database path, and what that does is it makes the file if it doesn't already exist. It makes the file if the path exists. If you set the environment variable, it makes that file and uses it, or else it uses in-memory SQLite. So this means you don't actually have to provide any of these environment variables. It will boot and run without any. But if you provide one, and you do the path, it'll deal with the file still for you. And if you give it the URL, you're on your own. and it'll let it do whatever. Yeah, but I barely get viewers, even though it's been 2 years. I never get viewers. Like even in an hour, no one comes. Maybe I'll try a different time. Yeah, definitely try different times and see. It definitely takes a while, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have any great advice. The raid by Purple Elf helped a lot for me today, so thanks for that. But yeah, I've definitely streamed to an empty Twitch room many a time. But actually, you know what's helped me a lot is I've started uploading all of my past streams to YouTube, and that always gives me a reason to stream even when no one is watching, because I know it'll always be on YouTube, and I always get a few viewers after the fact that way. So maybe that's something to think about. You can always just upload them there, and then even if people aren't there live, you can always get a nice trickle of views that way. Okay, so we're gonna set our database path. That should be great, right? It should do this mounts now, and then we should just have this database. And that should work. We're not doing anything with the sorry, LiteFS. We're not doing anything with LiteFS yet. That'll be step 2, is adding that on top of this. So yeah, and I think what I want to do here is I want to make another script. We have deploy slow server, and then we're gonna have deploy cache. Going to be basically the same thing, but they're going to point to different stuff here. So this will point to the cache fly, and this will point to the cache Docker file. And then I can... Actually, I don't know. Do I need to? Let's find out. When I copied the file, do we think it kept the permission bit? The executable bit? Yes. Yes, it did. Awesome. Okay. Hopefully this works. I do want to fix this. This is just a warning I'm getting in my workspace, but it's pretty unrelated. This one will take just a little longer. The cache does have quite a few more dependencies than our slow server here, so it is going to take it a second to build. Oh, except like I can let it run because then it'll maybe do some caching steps. Is it going to? No, it's not going to do any caching stuff because I removed the Cargo Chef caching stuff. So one thing I actually want to do before we get started is we have some hard-coded things for where we proxy to and from. So we're gonna need to mess with these. So proxy from domain. This is actually gonna be pretty interesting, but it's gonna be interesting. So we're actually gonna do the proxy from domain as a domain that I can control. So slow.coreyja.com. We're going to have to set the DNS for this, which is going to be fun. We'll log into, I think this is in a Route 53 AWS. So we're going to set this DNS to point to our CDN. And then this is where we're going to, where the origin is. So this is what we're going to set to our fly.dev URL. We're not actually going to give the actual slow server app a like realer custom domain, because we want all traffic to go through the CDN. And so we are going to want to move these to config files. That is on our list in plan here. I think it's probably, yeah, some of these last items, but for now, we're just going to change what's hard coded here. And we'll get this back deploying. Okay, so now this is running. It's going to do the build. And while that happens, let's get the DNS set up for slow.coreyja.com. Okay, I might need to go into secrets mode for just a second here while I log into AWS. Let's see. Do I think that's necessary? I actually don't think so. I think we can do it without it. What do I want here? It is a root user. Yep. Oh, come on, 1Password. I don't know why it doesn't work on this machine. Sometimes it just doesn't like popping that up. Okay. Which one of these do I want? I think I need this one, then that one, then I need some MFAs. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. To do these MFA codes, I need to get to my camera. Okay, we're gonna go to purple background for just a second. I think you'll still be able to hear me, but if not, I'll come back in like 20 seconds, I promise. So the reason I have to do this is because I need to get some multi-factor codes off of my phone And my phone is what's the camera right now. So, give me just a second, team, and we'll get everything back. Okay, different one. It's this one. Okay, yep. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I see. It's both of these things that were wrong. AWS, that one, then this code. Uh-oh. Root user sign in. Yeah, that's this one. Mm-hmm. And I think it's got to be that one. Yeah, okay. Let's try this one more time. Okay. Okay. We made it in, team. Phew! Let's see if I can get my camera connected again. I think I can. Oh, except now you guys can just see whatever you see. We're almost set up. Oh no, I didn't change it over. You still see purple only. Perfect. Now my cords are all a mess. Okay. Okay, let's bring it all back. Okay. Hopefully everything is back. I think it should be good. Hopefully you could hear me the whole time, but if not, I apologize. We're back now. Let's go set the DNS. We made it into AWS. So the problem was that I just had too many passwords in my password manager, and I wasn't picking the right ones. Okay, so let's set slow.coreyja.com. We're going to set that as a CNAME to, I think they just want me to CNAME it to the URL of this. Or do I just want to do, no, let's just do an A record to this IP. Let's do that instead. Let's do an A record to that IP. Yeah, those are great. We don't need the TTL of anything fancy. Okay. So, slow. Awesome. This, and now if I go to our fly page, I think I need to add a domain here. Oh, which I might do from here. Domains? Yeah. Domains. Oh. You can still view the rest. Registration is no longer possible. So do I not need to do anything? I just pointed. No. There's got to be oh, certificates. That's what I need. Certificate. So slow.coreyja.com. Finally pushed the little word detection library I built earlier to a repo as well. Glad to start working on the bot again. Had to take a mental health break, and then the day I was supposed to start on it again, I got sick. I'm still sick, actually, just less. Oh man, I'm sorry. That's no fun. Hope you're feeling, sounds like you're feeling just a tiny bit better, which is good. But no fun at all. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, okay, that's the word slur detection. That makes sense. I was curious what kind of word detection you were working on. And that makes sense. For moderation and stuff, that makes a lot of sense. So let's do slow again. We need a new record. We're gonna point, we have a IPv6 as well that we can point at it. Fly tells us to, so we will. And it's only if we need to generate the chip before. We don't really need to, but we will. Because it's easy. We can create this as a CNAME, and we CNAME it to their special DNS-y thingy. Awesome. Check again. DNS check. This, I usually use the MX Toolbox one, just because it's the one I'm familiar with. Yeah, that's got an A record. What are you talking about, Fly? Why don't you see my A record? Slow.coreyja.com. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Now they both get checks. I figured that would be enough to detect most things and common bypasses, and it is, but you used it for more general swear detection, you'd run into false positives and negatives for sure. Thankfully, most slurs don't have those. Yeah, that's fair. It feels like slurs might be slightly easier than just general profanity or something. Though I think the devil would be in the details of all of those if I had to guess. So if I go to slow.coreyja.com now, I should see like nothing. I should maybe get like a 404 or something. Oh well, it's still thinking. It's still figuring out where to go. I think the thing is that it should like kind of work. Oh, redirected to HTTPS, and now we're waiting. But the thing is that either it's just gonna try to proxy it. It might just try to proxy it by default. Wait, this might just be the version that is either gonna work or not work. That would be cool. Monitoring. Oh. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Or is not closing them fast enough for the traffic level it's handling, scaling resources. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it's making the requests correctly to the origin. Because it's kind of just like stalling after this and doesn't seem to be returning. Which is super interesting. Not what I would have expected. I'll end up doing automated chest stuff, so oh my god, lived IRS is going to be polluted with horrible words. That's a fun side effect that I definitely didn't think about. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so what's going on that this is just not working well? Oh, well that is part of it. Let's set this to, we use HTTPS. I like that. And then there is something where I'm doing something with the port. What are we doing with the port? Oh, I'm not doing anything with the port. How do I get potentially cached response? No, let's just look at the proxy request, split, host, split on this, collect. So yeah, so if there isn't a port, that should be fine. We'll still get the host name. When we didn't get the we only proxy request for specified domains error, so that's good. We did call into this. So I wonder if it's just that it's not... Wouldn't that be interesting if it's just that it wasn't with HTTPS? And maybe it didn't redirect? The one I test against right now, I won't type, obviously. I don't mind typing out and such because I'm queer and whatever, but some of the other ones will definitely make it a little uncomfortable for me. At least in that context, it's fine, but still uncomfortable for sure. Oh no, for sure. It's got to be uncomfortable just to have, like, to have it in, like, a repo, like anything, right? It's just not stuff you want to be seeing. But, like, you know, you need it if it's the part of the tool. It definitely is a valid use case, but definitely doesn't make it feel less icky. Ooh, 45 lines of code too. Oh, that's awesome. I will definitely take a look at it. I'll probably pull it up after stream if that's okay, but I'll definitely take a look and we'll chat in Discord about it. I imagine. I wonder if it really just is this HTTPS thing that was making it blow up. I could add more logging for sure, right? Because get potentially cached response. Did we even get the requesting? Oh, this is info. Am I setting up tracing nicely? So this is an info. Was it a print line? For get potentially cached. What did our logs look like? Oh yeah, that's tracing. Well, that's interesting. It didn't make it to the next line? The 90 attempts at load balancing. Yeah, it's because this thing's over. It's not returning connections ever. So it just has a ton of connections open. Oh, requesting. Oh, no. So that is that line. Got it. That's this. But it's super interesting to me that like it's not logging anything else or hitting any errors even. Okay. Waiting for it to be started. Okay. See the logs here. Sure. Looks great. Ah, okay. It just needed HTTPS and everything is golden. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, I guess that makes sense because this one's not cached, so we can't do better. We have to do both. Now I'm actually paying to go to the closed server and to go to Paris in one hop. So that's not really what we wanted. But this should just work. Like, I should just be able to hit slow, and this one will be slow because it's not cached yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it should load. Perfect. But now the timestamp shouldn't change, and this should refresh like basically instantly. Ta-da! Look at that, 10 milliseconds, 11 milliseconds, 16 milliseconds. So it's working. It's now deployed and actually caching things like for reals. So you could also go to slow.coreyja.com now, and you should see for either the slow or fast endpoint, you know, just network latency time. So for me, where EWR is really, really close, we're seeing like under 10 milliseconds sometimes. 52, that's the highest we've seen so far. But that was awesome. We are actually deployed. Get cache deployed. Okay, so that was awesome. Now, I think it's time to do LiteFS. LiteFS. Let's do their speed run. Okay, let's create a cluster. New cluster. We're gonna call it cache. Region. We only get 2 options, so Virginia it is. Oh man, okay, that's a secret. Don't copy it. I'm gonna have to like recreate this, aren't I? Okay, well, we're just gonna go with it for now. I'm definitely gonna have to rotate this later because I wasn't expecting this to pop up on screen all nice and big, but that's okay. Copy it to my clipboard. Yeah, that's a token regen for sure. I think I'm just gonna run with it for now because, you know, it's whatever. There's no data in this thing. If you really, really want to get into my LiteFS cluster here, team, you probably could. You're gonna have to type that whole long thing out from memory, but like, you know, you could definitely do it if you wanted to. Yeah, like it could have cut it off. It could have done so many different things. It could have done a show button, like a little, like, you know, click to see, click to like there were so many options besides just spitting it onto my screen. But, you know, it is what it is. Thank you for the follow, Robin Spy. That's also a fun username. I like that. So secret, and I guess we don't like, it's already too late, right? It's already leaked, so I'm not too worried about it. So how can I can do set fly LiteFS cloud equals, oh, and I did pronounce it right. Phew! That makes me, I like that. I like that. I was a little unsure. I'll be honest, but it seemed doable. And I'm glad I got it right for you. That's probably mostly joking, but I think pronouncing people's names on stream is maybe the hardest part of being a streamer. Because I'm not good at pronouncing names, so I'm glad I got that one right. Just randomly, I also feel like the console here really, like, there should have been a button just as set secret to an app, right? Like, it's all in Fly. They should have just like been like, oh yeah, Which server do you want to set that secret on? Oh, you want to set it in cache? Great. And then I don't even need to see it. I don't ever want to see secrets. Secrets are for the computer, not me. But it looks like that secret finally set. So we're good there. Let's make it to our next step in the speed run. Okay, so we need a LiteFS YAML file. Here is a sample one that we can copy. Perfect. Copy. LiteFS.yaml. Where do I want to put the LiteFS.yaml? I think that can go inside cache. That feels like it can go here. Okay. Okay, so the fuse section describes settings for the fuse file system. This file system is used as a thin layer between the SQLite client in your application and the storage on disk. It intercepts disk writes to determine transaction boundaries so that transactions can be shaved and shipped to replicas. Okay, so we're gonna use LiteFS as that. The data section describes settings for your internal LiteFS storage. We'll mount a volume to the data directory so that it can be persisted across restarts. However, this data should not be accessed directly by the user application. So that comment makes a lot of sense to me, and it's definitely what I want to do. We'll mount a volume to the data directory, but then this directory is not data. This is var lib LiteFS. This section defines settings for the optional HTTP proxy. This proxy can handle primary forwarding and replica consistency for applications that use a single SQLite database. Okay, so I actually need to look at that a little bit more. I thought it did something slightly different than it might, which is totally fine, just good to know. I thought that this was all handled, like I thought I could just write to primary forwarding and replica consistency. Primary forwarding and replica consistency. Replica consistency, that makes sense. That's like reading your own writes. I don't think I need that. I don't care about consistency in my replica. Eventually consistent's perfectly fine. This is just about like priming the cache, basically. Primary forwarding. I thought that was handled more by LiteFS. So we're gonna comment out the proxy for now because I wasn't planning on using their proxy. And we're gonna see. Exit on error. Okay, sure, that's reasonable. I kind of think I just want this to be /data because that's the directory that I've mounted a volume to the data directory so that it can be consistent across restarts. However, this data should not be accessed directly by the user application. That's fine. So maybe I want this and then LiteFS. Maybe that's what I want to do because data is too big, but somewhere in data. And then the command, what I want to run. But LiteFS is the last command to be long running. Yeah, okay, so this is just flow server. And then this is the part that I'm just gonna not touch, basically. The lease section specifies how the cluster will be managed. So it uses console as a way to find a leader and like do the fancy distributed systems stuff. And we're just gonna like let it be for the most part. Fly gives us a console thing, I believe. Attach a console cluster to an app. Yeah, so I should be able to do attach. And then my app is cache. And now it's deploying with these environment variables for like console URL and stuff. So that should be perfect. We're not using their proxy, which is fine, but just want to say it out loud. And then LiteFS is where we're going to write things. So I think with the LiteFS stuff here, I want to go to my fly config here. Well, actually, let's take it. Let's follow their speed run. I went too far. Update my Docker file. Okay, so I need to do this. So my Docker file for cache. I probably need to do this in my final image. Yep. CA server gets Fuse 3 and SQLite. So let's put all of those in here. Perfect. And then copy in the LiteFS binary. So that's basically this step. We can copy it from a specific Docker file that they have, which is awesome. And then entry point. Yeah, I'm using entry point 2. Oh, good catch. This is not slow server. It's cache, because we're in cache land now. We're not in slow server land at the moment. Okay. So we have a volume. I did the Apache thing already. I already set the secret. Yeah, okay, so this, they said they were going to put it in data, and then they put it somewhere else, so that's fine. And then I can clone some stuff. Awesome. Okay, so I think I'm good to just deploy. Scripts, deploy cache, let it go. Okay, so I want to look about their HTTP proxy. You can only use the built-in HTTP proxy described here for running it on fly.io. You'll need to use an alternative method for configuring rights to the primary node. LiteFS has a few differences from regular SQLite since it's a distributed system. LiteFS requires that all writes occur on the primary node, which means that applications need to redirect write requests to the current primary. It's also possible to issue a write to the primary and then read from a replica before the change is propagated to that replica. Okay. For most web applications, you can take advantage of a load balancer configuration to route writes to the primary node, assuming your application follows the convention of avoiding write operations on GET requests. You can take a look at the sample nginx config, which routes writes to the primary node and load balances between primary and replica node for other requests. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this config. Okay, that's kind of helpful, except for the fact that it's not at all, because it just has replica and primary as not URLs. I was hoping this was going to tell me, like, the actual URLs of these things. It does not. The app's configured with the following containers. Each of these is available at different ports. Oh, okay, I see. Then those are the different port. Well, no, those are all the same port. 8081's the primary. Okay, so we're just gonna have to build that ourselves. Why would browsers ever add the option to save your credit card? Why would anyone ever want that? I feel ya, except that I also know people who definitely do want that functionality. But I'm right there with you. I don't ever save my credit card. I don't even save my credit card like in my password manager, where I would trust it a lot more than my browser. I don't even store passwords in my browser, let alone credit cards. This is not really related to that at all, but I also this is just slightly different, but made me think about storing 2FA codes in 1Password, which I've always felt like is also is a weird anti-pattern. It's like, why would I want to store my 2FA next to my 1FA? But that's a separate conversation altogether. Okay, so I'm actually a little interested in what I want to do for writes to the primary node, because this is not what I was really expecting. I thought this was part of what LiteFS did, was the configuring writes to the primary node. I didn't really realize I had to do that. Well, let's see. Okay, cool. This is getting deployed, and right now the primary is the only one writing because it's the only one that exists, which love that. I don't actually think it's starting. It seems like it's gonna fail. Oh, LiteFS mount didn't work. Oh, this just okay, sure. You can have a full path. Why would we assume something's on the path? Full paths to everything. I'm actually kind of curious what happens with this, because this is not, that's a local path. We're gonna see. I think it'll work, but I'm not positive. I mean, I also could have like just not put it in a place and dropped it right here like I do with cache, but it's fine. They don't really need to be the same. I just want to see this start, and once we see this start, we can boot it up into multiple regions. And what happens if I write? LiteFS, what happens if I write to a non-primary? Like, what, does it break? However, there are situations where it would be useful to have multiple nodes that can write, even if it means they can performance it. Yeah, I like that. I don't think this got... Oh, no, this is by the people who wrote it. Love this. Am I understanding this that you normally end up with much better write performance if you don't leverage this feature and instead use fly replay? I was hoping this feature would mean I could simplify my application code by not worrying about whether I'm in the primary region for writes, but based on the issue, it looks like that would significantly impact write speed. Okay, but what if I don't care? Please note the SQLite lock is held for 1 second round trip plus the time it takes to execute the transaction on the replica. Wait. This pull request implements write forwarding. With write forwarding, any node can write to the database by borrowing the write lock from the primary, catching up, performing the transaction, then shipping. I love this. The transaction is then propagated out to the... Yeah. Write forwarding is useful for infrequent writes, and this should be only used and should not be used for regular write-heavy apps. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. The main use case for this is being able to run migration scripts from any node. This is useful because deployments can roll over nodes in an unexpected order. Okay, that makes sense. How do I turn it on? Do I? Is it just on? It might just be on. This is doing pretty well in long-running tests. I'm going to go ahead and merge this, although it needs an additional testing. Okay, I still need to add some functionality to like pings in a shorter TTL. Otherwise, if a replica unexpected shuts down while holding the halt, then a primary will be blocked for writes for 30 seconds, which isn't ideal. Yeah, no, that's perfect for me. So I think I just do it. I don't think I need to do anything. Write forwarding. Okay, it's not mentioned anywhere, but like I think it's good to go. Yeah, documentation site. Forwarding. So I think this is implemented. It's a little hard for me to prove, but I think it's just gonna work. What? Did it... Oh. Did I mess up the script? No. And I also changed the right Docker file. That's weird. And it... From... Yeah. Final. Copy from fly. Yeah. What? And all it's telling me here is, does that exist? Oh. Oh, I know what the problem is. I forget about this. It's that I did this array style so that each thing needs to be separate strings, or else it doesn't do the thing I want it to. It was trying to find one file that had the space in it and was called that, which isn't what we were looking for. I am really, really happy that LiteFS has that write forwarding feature built in. Because this is like the perfect use case for this. This is just metadata. It's fine if writes are blocked. Well, it's interesting to think about if it's fine that writes are blocked, actually, right? because if I'm writing in a hot code path, that's probably not good. But what I can probably change in my app is to do all the writes basically in like a background thread. I'm just gonna like spawn a task to do the write in Tokyo and let it do it async with returning the response, so that even if you're blocked on a write, the response isn't blocked on a write. This will be perfect for us because this whole manifest is just to like hydrate. It's just to, like, prime the cache, hydrate the cache. Ooh, I like it, Opus. Do you have any specific ideas, or just starting out? Ooh, GPT-4 optimizing code. Let me know how it goes. I've been having fun with the GPT-3 and 4, just on different things. Like hey Byte, what do you think of GPT-3? I don't even know if this is still working. I'm basically gonna throw it way more challenging things than most people will,
Hi
because
there.
many of my
As
issues
an
are less
AI,
trivial.
I don't have personal opinions, but GPT-3 is a powerful language model developed by OpenAI. It has the ability to generate human-like text and can be quite impressive. Is there anything specific you'd like to know or discuss about GPT-3?
Yeah, let me know how it goes for less trivial issues. I haven't used it for much coding things. Like I use Copilot and I use that all the time. But I haven't used like much of like the chat interfaces for coding much. So I'd be really interested to see how it works for you. But I do love Copilot. Oh, I need to tell it where the file is. Because I put it in a weird spot. Okay. The mount command, config, just one dash config. Not my favorite, but that's fine, I guess. Hey, don't go to sleep on me, computer. Config is oh, I need to copy it over. Haha, I was like, what? Something feels weird. From builder, home, Rust, cache, LiteFS.yaml. And then just put it there. But I could still be explicit and tell you that the config file is litefs.yaml. Now deploy you. I was actually surprised that our bot was still working. I guess that makes sense because I turned off the welcoming people to chat feature. So I guess it makes sense. And I guess I haven't been... That's really funny. I feel like last week I was working on... Oh yeah, we were working on like actually returning the response from the cache and actually saving it to disk. So I said the word byte a lot and I was referring to things in code. But I didn't say that a lot today. It's kind of funny. The different projects do or don't trigger the bot very often.
Oh, I see. It's interesting how different projects can have their own unique terminologies or jargon. Is there anything specific you would like to discuss or ask about?
No, not really. I need to get better. I don't want to rename you because I like it. So I think we're just going to add the hey keyword detection at the beginning so that I have to do the hey and then the name for it to trigger. Oh, and we are at 147 followers, working my way up to a goal of 150. So if you are hanging out and aren't following, I would appreciate a follow, and we can maybe push me up to that 150 followers mark here real soon. Hey, I think that was one. Thank you very much. Noikger? Noikger. We're gonna go with that, but tell me if I did it wrong and there's a better way you'd like me to pronounce it. But thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Only 2 to go, I think. Though I say that and the counter on my screen there didn't update, so it confused me, but I still think it's gonna count. Okay, we are finally getting stuff compiled here. Ooh, thank you as well, EHS Oh, 329. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me today, team. Um, if you have fun things that you'd like me to stream about in the future, feel free to give me ideas. This whole CDN project was because of some YouTube comments that were asking and thought it would be interesting. So I'm always looking for fun things to work on. So if anyone has any ideas, feel free to shoot them my way. Okay. Look at that. It looks, yep, we got console connected, no proxy. Okay. I think that's good to go. Is it working? Yep. That was the slow one. That was a 1 second one, but this one should be fast. Oh. Ooh, it wasn't fast. Ooh. Ooh, what happened? I think I broke it. It doesn't seem like it's actually caching anymore. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, the slow one seems to be working. Why is fast not caching? That's interesting. Why is the slow one caching and the fast one's not caching? And is the timestamp changing? Yeah. Wait a second, but slow's working fine? What if I do disable cache here? Wait a second. Wait a second. What's going on here? Okay. What headers are we sending? Request headers. Cache control max age 0. So that's supposed to be saying don't cache it. So when it has the request header max age 0. Oh. Okay. That took 5 seconds. And this one will also take 5 seconds. My first test my code is averaging, First test my code is averaging 254 nanoseconds. Want to give a guess at what GPT's 4 code? Oh, I see. You're trying to improve the performance of your code. Oh, I think GPT-4's first guess is just gonna compiler error. I don't know why, but I feel like the first try is just not gonna go great. Okay, so what's going on with this cache? So one thing that I do want to try is a different browser. I was having some problems in this browser with things being cached strangely, and you can see that from all of my tests there. Okay, let's open up the network tab. Okay, cool. That took 104 milliseconds. Slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Display the page. Okay. 47. Okay. Okay. That's working. Yep. Now does fast cache. Okay, that seems like it was cached because it only took 18 milliseconds. Yeah, and that's not changing. Okay. Okay. I think it's just the browser. I don't know. Sometimes Chrome or Chromium is deciding to add the cache control headers. Sometimes it's not. It doesn't seem easy for me to tell when it does and when it doesn't, to be honest with you. But that's okay. Oh, it did. I fixed it though. I don't care if it's super wrong, or well, slightly wrong, I should say. In this case, it thought a library returned a character, but it returned reference to a string, which is fine. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. You got to give it a little bit of credit for when it guesses functions from other things. That's pretty fair. Okay, so I think we're still caching. Yep. Everything seems to be working. Browser was just being weird. Awesome. I actually don't know how long we set these cache to. It might be 1 minute, might be 5 minutes. its code is averaging, yeah, like an almost, is that 4 times or 40 times slower? I'm not sure about my orders of magnitude, but that's even 4 times is a lot slower. 40 times is like a ton slower. Okay, so this is maybe just a minute or so. So maybe I just hit one where the cache expired before. That would be interesting. Okay, I think we're caching. I think that's working great. So we could put this in multiple regions. Is there a way? Fly IO specific region. I don't think externally I can hit a specific region. So there's a response header that I could use that would replay it in a different region. Or even to a specific VM. That's pretty cool though. The fly replays, like, it's a pretty cool, ooh, fly prefer region request header. That's what I want. If the target region hosts the nearest region with healthy instances will field the request. Okay. 6.5. Oh yeah, I was rounding and rounded badly. 1.6 is way closer to 2 than it is to 1. For some reason, it thought a hash set would be a good idea. Is this your is this the code for the bot, the moderation bot, or is this like a different bit of code? Okay, so I want to add this header. What do I have? How do I want to do that? Do I have? Yeah, I have like something like this. Yeah, the slur detector. Yeah. Just new thing. Cool. Okay, I want to do a get to https slow.coreyja.com. Woohoo! Love that. Okay, and then I can do headers. Prefer region. Sure, let's do that region. Response headers. Okay, so I don't think it tells me the region it came from, which isn't crazy. I wonder what that LGA is though. That looks region-ish, but this is just not that region, you know? Yeah, I don't think that does anything. Okay. Oops. So let's get some more. It's kind of a trick because there's not much to make it faster. Yeah, I did have a sneaking suspicion that you had already optimized pretty well there, Opus. I'm not super surprised there wasn't any low-hanging fruit for ChatGPT to find. Speedrun. There we go. Okay, let's clone this to some more regions. Just go to London and Sydney. Love it. Yep. Cache. Oh. It wants the config file. Oh, what? Well, I kind of wanted app though. Config if your app is missing an app name. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yep. Yep. Cloning a new thing. Waiting for the machine to start. Oh, so this will actually be interesting. Let's watch this happen. Monitoring. Cool. This one is pulling the container image. This is gonna be interesting because I want to see the connecting to cluster stuff. Cool. Uninitialized volume. Opening encrypted volume. Not sure what that was all about, but that's fine. Cool. LiteFS. Let's see. No backup. Using console to determine primary. Waiting to connect to cluster. Can't become primary. Local node has no cluster ID. Cool. Existing primary found. Stream connected. Connected to cluster. Okay. Cool. Think it worked. Okay, so let's try this. What was the region again? LHR. So LHR took, what's the total time there? Info, total response time, 400 milliseconds. 150, 200, 181, 112, 231. No fly preferred region. And 222, 174, 160. Oh, because this is, let's go to the cached one. Didn't think about that. Let's go to fast. Okay, there we go. 1 second. Now it's cached. Total time, 89 milliseconds, 92 milliseconds, 107 milliseconds. And that's all SSL handshake, basically. If I go to the different region, it wasn't cached because we don't share that yet. And now, yeah, cool. So we're in like the 200 milliseconds, 150. But if I do it without the specific region, we're like under 100 because I can get to my closer server. Love it. Wow. Okay. Oh, I have some debugs that I do not need in my code, apparently. So let's actually do that commit though. Get LiteFS working. Cool. But now let's find those debugs. Debug, bang. That one. Don't need it. Oh. Do not need it. Okay. Remove debug. Just didn't need it. Okay. But the next thing I want to do is I want to actually like see that we're reading things from our database. So I want to add something to our admin endpoint that shows us what's in the cache. Right now, admin list entries. What this is doing is it actually looks at what's on the file system using our file system cache, and it just lists out the things that are in the file system cache. What I now want to do is I want to basically do that by also reading the pages table and kind of like almost diffing them. Though I might do something a little easier to start. So what I think I want to do is something like a format bang and then entries. Yeah, perfect. That's what I wanted to start with. Oh, and this is let response equals that. This is what we want to return. Awesome. Okay, except then there's going to be some stuff. So then pages is the next one. And this is where I want to get some stuff. So let pages equal SQLite query select star from pages fetch all. Kind of like that, but not quite. State of pool. Yeah, that DB pool. That'll work for me. DB pool. Await. And then this is so actually, what is my type here? It's a vec of records. Awesome. Okay. Let pages equal pages that iter. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. So I want to map over each page and do method URL, make it a string, and then this can just be pages all joined together. So now what our admin endpoint should say is what's in our local file system cache, what's in our SQLite cache, and like we'll just visually compare them for the moment. I love how the Rust compiler just optimizes out option types and stuff. It seems obvious, but a lot of languages don't. Yeah, that's like one of those things that's like, I don't think it is quite as much anymore, but it definitely feels like that was one of Rust's, or no, it still is Rust's thing, but what I was trying to say, oh, that's interesting. Since we changed that file for that typo check opus, now SQLite failed to open. It didn't like the file, which is kind of funny. It didn't like the migration because we had touched the file. Sorry, took me a second to say that. But yeah, back to your compiler optimizing. It is kind of crazy to me. Like the zero cost abstractions seems like such a cool concept, and something that I like a lot, right? Like that's why I like Rust. One of the reasons I like Rust. So it's very cool. And it does seem kind of obvious, right? Oops, that's super close to the endpoint I wanted, but it's not quite. Okay, there we go. So our entries in the file system are these two pages. We don't know anything yet. But now if I go to slow.test slow, we can only approximate the specified domain. Oh, found.testexpected.com. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't work locally as well anymore because I don't have that as config and it's just in code. So what did I do, and am I okay just shipping it? Yeah, we're just gonna ship it. Admin endpoint now shows SQL pages too. So now we're gonna be able to see what's in the file system cache, what's in SQLite, and we'll be able to see the diff between the two. And what should be really cool. Oh, I didn't need to push it right now. We're just not doing that right now. Scripts, and actually here's the thing why I added that script how I did, because if I wanted to, I can call the deploy script from a subdirectory and it's going to cd into the root for me, and then it'll cd back when the script's done, which is just a really nice way to do it, so I can not worry about where I am when I'm running these scripts. That's cool. I didn't think about the fact that it was going to do those in parallel. It can do the apt update on the final image while it builds from the builder to do the compile. That's fun. I really like trying to squeeze out all the performance I can out of compiling and Docker files and stuff, so it's fun to see those be in parallel. I usually use, while we're chatting and waiting for some deploys, I like Cargo Chef a lot. It's built to cache the dependencies and speed up your Docker builds. So it allows you to write a Docker file kind of like this, where you make a plan, and then you run this Cargo Chef cook, and this is what does the caching. So it lets you use the Docker layer caching, and after this, you'll have all of your dependencies compiled, so that when you go to build your application, you only have to build the things that come from your application. And what's nice about this is when you're in, like when you have Rust, right, you can start by copying over, what I've done in the past, right, is copy over just the cargo.toml files and the lock files. But then you have to like construct a fake app with a main function so that it can build. That's basically what Cargo Chef is doing for us. And it uses like the different builders in Docker to make sure that even though we add everything to the planner and make this recipe file, we still, since it's in a different builder thing, we can still use this to cache all of our dependencies before we copy over new files. So it's like a really cool trick to get Docker caching to work nicely with Rust apps. And I usually do use that. I'm not today because it just wasn't super necessary for me. Oh, database URL must be set, or cargo SQLX prepare. Yeah, I was supposed to do cargo SQLX prepare before I did that deploy. Yep. Deploy. Oh. Yeah, I think that's where I wanted that file to go. I think so. And this is where the caching would have saved me, right? Because the only thing I changed was this one file in my stuff, didn't change any of my dependencies, but now I still have to rebuild all of them because I'm not using Cargo Chef and I'm just doing it the raw old way. Hey, Bite, tell us a joke.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Outstanding in his field. What a classic joke. Thank you. One of GPT's forward modes is throwing me through something I wasn't prepared for. Ooh. It's an infinite loop too. Oh, that's fun. So like an edit that it made is throwing you into an infinite loop? That's interesting. Oh, it made it. Okay, so it wasn't infinite, just a long loop. Oh, come on. See, this is really why I should get Cargo Chef back in here. Maybe I'll add that back in soon. Or I never actually had it in this one, so I'd be adding it for the first time. Not back in, but you know. Oh, whoa. The advanced data analysis feature. I don't think I knew that you could like upload files. Is that advanced data analysis? Is that the uploading files thing in ChatGPT? I don't think I've used that before. That's fun. I know that's not really why you sent that log, but that's really interesting. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I'll have to play with that more. I actually haven't played with the chat UI for much. Like I've used the API for it, but I haven't used the UI for it much. Oh wow, and then it like went and did things step by step? Wow. Oh wow, that's interesting. I definitely haven't seen. Yeah, I'm with you, Opus. Is that what it did? Was it just writing Python code, running it, seeing the result, and then iterating from there? Because that's impressive. Like, impressive in a terrifying way too, right? But I think I'm with you. I think that's what it did. Wow. That's crazy. So we got this deployed. Let's see what it looks like. Arrow while walking cache index directory at temp cache index 5. Oh, so it doesn't exist, maybe? Oh, we're also saving the cache to temp, which means it's not surviving a reboot. Love that. Okay, well, let's make the cache directory. The funny thing is, I bet GPT-4 non-advanced data mode could do the same thing faster. Yeah, that's fair. I've definitely done things with chains of LLM prompts. Like, you know, I had one prompt do something and then chained it to the next prompt, and it just like took forever. And then it turns out I could have just done it with like one prompt. There was less didn't need to be as fancy as I made it. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't expect. I didn't think about it. The pages aren't unique. We have no uniqueness on these pages, so we just throw new pages in all the time. That's kind of funny. We might want to change that. But it's working. It's working. So actually what we can see is if we go to like a new tab and go to slow.4aj.com/fast, right? One Mississippi, there we go. And refresh. 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, I'm not actually sure. Does it write it every time? I don't think it does. I think it only writes it the first time. But I kind of think, and what I was trying to show is there should be an extra fast at the bottom now, I bet. Maybe it was at the top. I don't know where it went. I didn't specify an order, so it might have been that one, but it's hard to say. I asked GPT-4 to make it give me a nicer, different, non-advanced data prompt, and it added back the relationship. Oh, that's funny. Gotta love it just going in circles with itself, right? Okay. So let's play around with this over here. I want to hit this endpoint without any asking for a region. Perfect. So this should be from EWR where everything is loaded already. But if I look at another region, awesome, there isn't even a cache directory, it just blows up. How do I want to fix that? Arrow while walking cache index directory. The easiest answer is probably just to go up here and do something like Tokyo :fs create dir all, yep, of cache dir. Dot await, dot into diagnostic. Perfect. Oh, just make it a string. Yay! Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to create the directory, and then this should all work. Let's deploy this again. So what I'm going to... we're going to do a few things before we wrap up here. But what I want to do is I'm going to actually keep the file system cache in that temp directory for the moment so that each deploy it blows away. Because I can use that to make sure that this... the regions are doing the right thing and everything, right? If I cache it in one region, it'll stay just there. Cache it in the other region, it'll stay just there. It would be possible to test that with keeping it between reboots, but it would be harder because I don't have a way to blow it away right now. So it'd be harder to like once it's full at the moment, basically. This takes like a whole minute and a half here, so we really could think about adding cargo chef in here, couldn't we? What's our get diff? Oh, we're adding the create dir all there, and we did SQLite. Okay, so add SQLX files and make sure cache dir exists in admin route. It's interesting to me that you don't need to make sure it exists when you're like when you write or read from it, it's fine. But when you do list sync, then it blows up if the directory doesn't exist. I think that's a little interesting. Let's push it. Might as well. We're going to keep working on it, but there's no reason not to push it. This repo is all open source, like most of the things that we do on stream here. So if you want to check it out, you can go to github.com/CoreyJA/cache. And you can follow along with me and check it all out. Almost done. There we go. We're actually compiling my binary now. And then we should be good to do some testing here quick. I think we're just going to test this. Then we're going to move the cache to survive a reboot. Test that. And then we'll write ourselves some notes for next time. And I think we'll probably wrap up after that. It's been a really good Wednesday, though. Thank you, everyone, for coming along and hanging out with me. But don't worry, we've still got a few minutes left. I'm not heading out quite yet. Okay, we got one done. Oh, they're doing it in order, rolling strategy. That makes sense. So it's going to go one at a time. And since it's going one at a time now, we actually do have 0 downtime in this because there are multiple nodes. Love that. It was giving me warnings earlier about not having multiple nodes, and then it would have downtime when I deployed. But we don't. We fixed that. Yay! Okay, we are good. They are both running, it says. checking that is up and running. Okay, yeah. Yay! Awesome. Okay. So let's hit the list endpoint in both of our things. Wait a second. Oh, it still wasn't enough? That's a little annoying. I really thought that create dir was going to be enough, but I guess you need the index v5, but like I didn't make that directory because that's like internal to the plugin we're using. There we go. It took it a long time to get that error. That's interesting. Yeah, wonder why it was taking multiple seconds to get this error over here. Huh, interesting. Okay, well, let's do fast on this one, just might as well. Awesome. Now if we look at it, there we go. Pages just has fast. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Oh, okay, so I need to do fast in both regions. Ah, that was supposed to be your job, LiteFS. You were supposed to replicate this. Fast. Okay, so this doesn't have slow at all. And so if I hit slow in the other region, and actually let's be specific, EWR, take 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And now if I go back, oh no, EWR is fine. That we can change, or keep, I mean. Okay. It has both of the things, and it has slow both at the top and the bottom. Oh, I actually don't remember what the other region is. IWR? Is that right? LHR. Oh. That's interesting. Oh. Is it? Is it interesting, though? No. It's not interesting. It's not interesting at all. Because this needs to be LiteFS. It wasn't actually, like, I wasn't using the LiteFS at all. Yeah. It needs to be in that directory. Wow. That is pretty funny. So it was like just totally not even using LiteFS. So this should just reset, like I should just get a completely new database basically. And actually wait, can I like... I don't like that this doesn't work. When there's nothing here. Like, I really want this endpoint to work. Await into diagnostic. Do I need that one? No, because this is already going to return something that's into diagnostic. I actually don't know where I think it's blowing up there. This didn't work though, so I guess I can remove that. That didn't do anything for me. Entries into diagnostic map error. Wait, so entries is a result. I already unpacked one result from the... This is a join handle of R. Oh wait, question mark. Yeah, okay, so that's the first one. That's from the spawn blocking. And then It's interesting that this is then a entries into diagnostic map error. So where's this other error coming from? Oh, I translated it. I forgot about this. I'm doing the collecty thing. We're taking a vec of results and turning it into a result of vecs. So it just takes the first error, which is what I wanted. I just forgot. Entries. What if I just did unwrap or default? Because it's an empty vec, it's just a vec, and an empty vec is the default. Yeah, that's what I want to do. If you can't get the list of cached things, just assume it's empty. I like that. That I can work with. Okay, this'll be interesting, right? Because this is when we actually should be using all of our stuff. Now we should be using LiteFS, which I thought I was using before. Definitely wasn't. Okay. Can't find primary and ineligible to become primary. Retrying. No primary. That doesn't sound good. EWR. Which one's the one that's upset? LHR. It can't find the primary. Okay, what's going on with EWR though? Is it just doing it in the wrong order? Wait. I don't even know if I understand what this is. Why did EWR stop? Did it stop it ahead of? Sig term. Yeah, I got sig termed. Downscaling to 1 from 1 to 0, automatically stopping. Downscaling app in region EWR from 1 to 0. Why? I'm not even sure what that is talking. Like, why did it restart these? Because I don't even think that has anything to do with the deploy. The deploy is still like running. So is my app just like, is the app down right now? I think so. Yep. Oh, no. That's not down. Oh, okay, because it just brought up EWR. Okay. Connected to cluster. It's the primary. Yep. Okay. Database file is 0 length on initialization. I think that's fine. That's what I wanted. Okay. Cool. Okay. Now, if we do the list endpoint for LHR, what do we get? Empty. Love it. Actually, let's just, can I copy it? Because I forgot I can do this. Fly, prefer region, EWR. I forgot I can just like uncheck the box. It's like, which one do I want checked? Awesome. Okay, so EWR has fast cached and knows that fast exists. Moment of truth. Does LHR know that fast exists but doesn't have it cached? It does. Oh, that's great. Okay. And now if I hit slow on LHR, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, error returned from database. Attempt to write a read-only database. Okay. So I do need to figure out how to do that forwarding mode because it doesn't seem like it was enabled. Yeah, attempt to write a read-only database. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to use my new region at the moment. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately. But this Oh wait, why does EWR not know about slow? Did I never hit slow on EWR? I guess not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I just didn't hit that one over there. Okay. Wait. LHR thinks it has entries for both of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blow up. Oh, because the next time it doesn't need to do the right. Oh, that's interesting. So right now the first time just blows up, but it'll work every other time. Yep. Okay, so that's interesting. So I do need to figure out how to enable that forwarding mode. But besides that, that's looking pretty good. Actually use LiteFS and allow list to fail. Opus said, I optimized my mute 8 Java modified UTF-8 quite a significant amount, especially if the input is all ASCII. Yay, simmed. Oh yeah, that's simmed is great for stuff like that. Oh wow, 628 nanoseconds versus 3.1 milliseconds? Microseconds? Micro. That's a lot faster though, right? 3, or what is it? 0.6 divided by 3? Or I guess I wanted the other way around. 3 divided by 0.6. 5 times faster? That's awesome. I could have done that math in my head. Okay. So I want to figure out how to do this LiteFS forwarding mode. LiteFS forward this thing. How do you turn it on? Is there a config flag that I need? Max rows per iteration, iters per second. Yeah, it's definitely not as big of an improvement if the input isn't all ASCII, and if it had no ASCII characters, it'd be slower. Yeah, that's those trade-offs, right? If you know it's going to contain a lot of ASCII, it's probably good to do, but in general, those are slightly hard trade-offs to make. So I don't know how to set this up. Because there's not any great docs about it. Max iterations per second. Enforce rate limit. Yeah, that doesn't seem. If you use forwarding for regular write uses, such as ensure the nodes are in the same region as the primary. For example, you can set your candidacy. For example, you can set your candidacy to only your Denver nodes by setting it here. Sure. It's push to Docker Hub. Oh, okay, so maybe it's not released in 0.5? No, that was an hour ago. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. With lock. There we go. Wait. if someone is running a one-off command, they could acquire the lock, but that's not what I want. Or it could acquire the lock for the life of the script. I'm going to work this to separate out the lock acquisition from the actual write forwarding. Basically, you'll need to wrap your write transaction in a LiteFS specific lock. I'm planning on implementing this as another lock byte in the database file, so it should be easy for libraries to hook into the functionality. Okay, so I do need to hook into it looks like.
Hi there, it seems like you're discussing a lock byte implementation for data files. If you need to hook into this functionality, what specific information or assistance are you looking for? I'm here to help.
Thanks. I added the Fuse API for the halt lock. For it, so there's an API to run a block of code with a halt lock if it's on a replica, or it'll just run it normally if it's on the primary. This feature still isn't. Okay, so that's what I want. It's a pretty simple. For the reference implementation is in LiteFS Go. It's pretty simple. It's just a blah 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 on byte 72 in the log file to halt, and then it's blah 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 on the same file to unhalt. The benefit of using a file descriptor is that it should automatically unhalt when the application closes. Okay, so
Hi there, it looks like you are talking about using a file descriptor and its benefits. A file descriptor is a unique identifier that represents an open file in a computer system. One of the benefits of using a file descriptor is that it should automatically close when the application exits, preventing any resource leaks. Is there anything specific you would like to know or discuss about file descriptors?
Nope. Okay, so it just does the path plus lock. Okay, I can maybe write this. I can definitely write this. Let's try. Okay, so where do we write to our cache? Or not to our cache, but to SQL. There we go, this. Okay, so let lock file equals this I really need database path. So I have database path set in the real thing. So I could just do if let some path equals standard env var database path. I don't want this thing inside of it, but that's okay. I want to do the locky thing, and maybe I just want to. What if we just write? Yeah, let's just do this. It's easier for the moment. Write the file, create the file, open it. Yep. So wow. Okay. Wrapper around inconvenience method to make a wrapping with it easier. Currently only supports command related to advisory record locking. Oh, nice. That's just that. Okay, lock file. If lock is not, all parameters of the flock structure will be set to 0. Lock type. Oh man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. LiteFS Rust. Okay, I think that's gonna be our next. That'll be our next thing. We're gonna have to write a little wrappery thing to be able to interact with LiteFS from Rust. It's basically just gonna be doing this, setting the locks on these file types so that I can do the halt and unhalt thing. It's basically just be this file in Rust. But I think we're gonna do that next time because I don't know exactly how I want to do that. And yeah. So yeah. Let's do that next time. Tomorrow I get to make my SQL library wrapper. Ooh. Migration stuff as well. Ooh, what are you doing for SQL library? Are you gonna wrap SQLX? Because I think you've talked about using SQLX in the past, right? Okay, let's push whatever I've got up. I don't know what it is. And let's write our plan file. So this one, we already did this. Love that. This is gonna go into... the last time was the third stream, so I must have missed one block, but that's okay. What did I do last time? In our fourth stream, we got everything deployed. To fly.io. We started by deploying slow server to Paris, just to make it far away from me. Nope, just that. We then deployed cache to EWR and London. I'll just do this as New Jersey. New Jersey and London, and have it caching, have it proxying to our slow server in Paris. We got LiteFS working for cache so that the replicas can read the SQLite and the primary can write to it. We currently blow up if the replicas try to write to the DB. Fixing this is up next. Okay, so what are our next steps? We deployed that, we did that, we did LiteFS. Awesome. Next steps. The first next step is to do this we need to implement the LiteFS locking halt mechanism from this. Okay. Welcome to the stream, Immutable. Thanks for joining. Trust trait Rust magic yippee. Some of the only time Rust feels low level. Yeah, you did switch on us, but that's fine. I like it. Oh, I see. You're the builders. Oh, interesting. I need to look at that more, but I like the idea of some builders there. Oh, and I did miss some of the stuff you wrote here. Using Tokyo Postgres with B8 for connection pooling. Gotcha. CQuery for query building, possibly. I did some fun trait stuff the other day with it. The code for that was on my other laptop, so yeah, that makes sense. You had to switching computers got switched up on the accounts there. But I liked that. We gotta see the new bot username. So it was always fun. I definitely want to check out some SQL query builder stuff. I'm curious to see what you end up with because definitely is something I'm interested in. So this is the new next step that we added. We want to make our replicas be able to do writes. The reads work, so we're just fixing writes. So we want to implement the halt mechanism. And then we're going to create an endpoint to fetch any missing pages from the origin. Yeah, so this will check SQLite and populate the cache with things that need to be cached. And then we want to move this to a separate process so it doesn't have to be done by hitting an endpoint. I think we actually might want to add a clear cache first. Create endpoint to clear the file system cache. This is really going to be for testing. Like it doesn't really make sense. But we will want to do it for testing, I think. Then we'll make an endpoint to fetch any things that are missing, so it'll look at the manifest from SQL and fetch pages that it needs to. Yep, then we want to move that to the background so it doesn't need to be hit off by a web request. And then we're going to move some of our stuff to a config file. So right now we have the hard coding proxy from proxy to. We'll move that to a config file. And then we want to allow multiple origins here. So we don't just have one origin server that we can proxy multiple. Awesome. So let's commit our plan. Update plan for next time. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I forgot my YubiKey for the push. There we go. Okay. And I think with that, I am gonna wrap up, team. Thank you all for coming along. I had a lot of fun today. Thank you for the raid at the beginning, Purple Elf. I don't think you're here anymore, but I really appreciate it. It was a great way to start stream, even if Byte was a little annoying at the beginning with talking to everybody. So yeah, let's do some wrap-up stuff. Kind of thought our bot might have heard me there, but that's okay that they didn't. So yeah, thanks for coming along. I'm Corey
Sure,
J.A.
I understand that Byte might have been a bit annoying at first. It's common for AI companions to have some adjustments and improvements to make. And sure, let's do some wrap-up stuff. What would you like to discuss or ask?
That was perfect. Yes, there definitely are some kinks to work out with you, Byte, but that is okay. So yeah, if you are following along and made it all the way through the stream, you can find more of my stuff at CoreyJA.com. That's my blog and website. And you can check out my...
That's great. I'll make sure to check out your blog at coreyja.com. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks. I didn't mean for you, but that's okay, bot. And then if you check out my GitHub profile or my Twitch profile, you can also find a link to my Discord channel. If you're hanging out and would like to chat more, please feel free to come chat with me and Opus Bopus more in Discord. And with that, I think we're gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna take just a quick look at my Twitch, and we did get an awesome raid to start, so I'm gonna check and see who's online right now, and if there's anyone who it might be good to go do a raid on our side. So give me just a second, team. It doesn't look like any of the people I'm following are online right now, but let's take a quick look. See if we can get any, see if there's any Rust. It's always good to find some Rust if we can. Yeah, I like some more Rust web dev. That seems like right up our alley. Okay. Oh, that's computer. Okay, we're gonna go raid the ID of Alan, who's doing some Rust web development as well. So thank you everyone for coming along, and I hope to see you around again. Thank you to everyone for the follows. It looks like we're one away from the goal, so we definitely should hit it next stream. And with that, I'm gonna get out of here for the evening. I hope everyone has a good week, and I will see you online later. And let's do this raid. Thanks everyone. Have a good one. Bye.